What if you were the one who was lost? It's a simple question, but it really changes everything, doesn't it? We often hear stories and think of ourselves as part of the crowd, one of the many who are safe and sound. We imagine ourselves in the fold, secure, counted for, and accounted for. But, just take a moment, even a brief moment, and place yourself outside of that safety. Imagine being the one who has wandered off, the one who took a wrong turn, not out of malice, but maybe just out of distraction or curiosity or even pain. You look up and suddenly the familiar voices are gone. Let's go back to the original scene. Jesus is speaking tax collectors, sinners, Pharisees, scribes. They are complaining because Jesus welcomes these outcasts, these people they considered lost causes, and even eats with them. In this tense moment, Jesus doesn't offer a complex theological argument. He tells a story. He asks them, 100 sheep. One is lost. Leave the 99 in the open country. Go after the one until he finds it. It's a radical question. Think about the logic of the world. A 99% success rate is phenomenal in any business, in any venture. The sensible thing to do would be to secure the 99, protect the majority, cut your losses, focus on what you have. Leaving the 99 in the open country to go after one seems reckless. The drama begins with that one sheep. We don't know why it wandered off. Maybe it was chasing a sweeter patch of grass. Maybe it was distracted by a butterfly. Maybe it just wasn't paying attention and the flock moved on without it. The reason doesn't matter. Separated, vulnerable, alone. As darkness approaches, the sounds of the wilderness grow louder. The predators begin to stir. For this one sheep, the situation is dire. It is completely helpless, unable to find its way back on its own. Its only hope lies in the shepherd. It hopes the shepherd even noticed it was gone. And the shepherd does notice. The absence of one is immediately felt. It creates a hole in the heart of the shepherd that cannot be ignored. The 99 are safe for the moment. His attention, his focus, his entire being is now oriented toward the one who is missing. He leaves the relative safety of the flock and ventures into the wilderness. He climbs rocky crags, pushes through thorny thickets. His hands might get scraped, his clothes might get torn, but none of that matters. His ears are tuned for one sound, the faint, frightened bleating of his lost sheep. His eyes are scanning every shadow, every bush, every ledge. The search is relentless. Now let's bring this story into our world, into our time. Today is September 1st, 2025. The wildernesses we face look a little different. In the hallways of our schools, in the cubicles of our offices, or even in the isolation of our own homes. Let me tell you a story about a modern-day lost sheep named Maria. Maria was a new student at a large high school. Her family had just moved to the city. She knew no one. She was quiet. She was shy. She felt completely invisible. The noise of the cafeteria felt like a roaring wilderness. Each day, Maria would eat her lunch alone in a corner of the library, hoping no one would notice her. She was not just physically alone. She felt emotionally lost. The silence of her phone after school was deafening. While others were texting, making plans, her screen remained dark. She started to believe the lie that the wilderness tells, that you are not worth seeking. She began to retreat even further, speaking less in class, avoiding eye contact, and making herself smaller and smaller. She was slowly disappearing, lost in a thicket of loneliness right in the middle of a crowded school. Her spirit was growing weary, and she was losing hope that she would ever be found. This is a wilderness that is just as real and just as dangerous as the rocky hillsides of the parable. Maria was in desperate need of a shepherd. Not a perfect savior, but just one person who would notice she was missing. The shepherd in this story wasn't a student, but a teacher named Mr. Henderson. He taught history, but he paid more attention to his students than to dates, battles, or timelines. He had his 99, the students who were engaged, who raised their hands, who participated in class discussions. But Mr. Henderson had a shepherd's heart. He made it his business to notice the quiet ones, the ones on the fringes. He noticed Maria. He could have done nothing. It would have been easier. He had papers to grade, lessons to plan, 100 other responsibilities. Leaving the 99 to focus on the one is always a risk and always takes extra effort. But Mr. Henderson operated on the logic of the Good Shepherd. He decided that Maria's isolation was his problem to solve. He chose to leave the comfort of his routine to venture into her wilderness. He started with something small. He began greeting her by name at the door every day, making sure to look her in the eye and smile. One afternoon, he saw her in the library and walked over. He didn't ask her why she was alone. He didn't put her on the spot. He simply sat down and asked her what she was reading. He learned she loved classic novels. He shared one of his favorites with her. He left the 99 concerns of his desk to spend 10 minutes with the one. Knowing she was artistically gifted from an old art file, he asked if she would be willing to help him design a bulletin board for his history class. He wasn't giving her a task. He was building a bridge. He was telling her, without saying the words, "I see you. You have value. I want you here." Just like the shepherd in the parable, Mr. Henderson's joy was evident. He didn't see helping Maria as a burden. He found deep satisfaction in seeing the light return to her eyes. As Maria and Liam worked on the project, they discovered a shared sense of humor. For the first time, Maria had someone to sit with at lunch. It wasn't a huge crowd, but it was a start. It was a fold. Mr. Henderson, watching from a distance, felt the same rejoicing as the shepherd who laid the sheep on his shoulders. The one who was lost was slowly, surely coming home. Her artwork on the bulletin board was stunning, and other students complimented her on it. Each compliment, each small interaction was a step further out of the wilderness. The community of the classroom was being restored. The 99 were not harmed by the shepherd's focus on the one. In fact, the entire flock was enriched by her return. Her unique gifts, once hidden in the wilderness of loneliness, were now contributing to the whole. The flock was stronger because it was complete. The story doesn't end with Maria becoming the most popular girl in school. That's not the point. The point is she was found. She found a place of belonging. When we participate in finding someone who is lost, whether they are lost in loneliness, doubt, or sin, we are participating in the very joy of heaven. Mr. Henderson didn't just help a student. He brought a little piece of heaven's joy into the hallways of his high school. The story of the lost sheep, whether told by Jesus 2,000 years ago or lived out by a teacher like Mr. Henderson today, is not just a story for us to admire. It's a story that asks something of us. It presents us with a profound challenge. It forces us to look at our own lives, our own communities, our own schools and workplaces, and ask a very personal question. Who is my one? We are all called to have the heart of a shepherd. This doesn't mean we have to perform some grand, heroic act. Most of the time, the search begins with something small. It begins with noticing. It begins with learning a name. It begins with a simple question. How are you doing, really? It means being willing to leave the comfort of our established friend group, our 99, for a few moments to sit with the person eating alone. It means putting our phone down and being present to the person in front of us who seems to be struggling. Think about your life right now. Is there a Maria in your world? A coworker who is always left out of the lunch plans? A family member who has drifted away? A neighbor who seems isolated and alone? The parable is an invitation to see them not as a problem or an inconvenience, but as a priceless treasure worth seeking. It's a call to action, fueled by the knowledge that God is relentlessly seeking each of us, and He invites us to participate in His search and rescue mission. So here is the final question, the one that I invite you to carry with you today. Are you willing to be a shepherd? Are you willing to take the risk, to make the effort, to leave the comfort of your 99 to go out in search of the one? The joy of finding them, of helping to carry them back to the community, is a joy unlike any other. It is the joy of heaven itself. If this reflection spoke to you, please like the video and subscribe for more Bible stories retold for today. Please like the video, subscribe for more Bible stories retold for today, and share your thoughts in the comments. Would you go out of your way to bring an outcast back from the cold?